One summer moment can change a child's life. Through Toys for Tots Give and Go initiative, your support provides books, games, toys, and outdoor adventures that spark curiosity, creativity, and a love of nature. Whether it's fishing, learning a new sport, reading under a tree, or playing with friends, these moments build confidence and lifelong memories. For too many children, those moments never come. You can help change that this summer. Visit toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots, delivering hope beyond the holidays.
Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
He always has the latest breaking news. Let's go right to the founder of Just the News, the great investigative journalist, John Solomon. John, what do you got today?
Well, an awful lot. Let's start with what the president announced just a little bit ago, that we are going to resume military operations against Iran because they have dragged out the negotiations, acted in bad faith, and acted with aggression against U.S. forces and U.S. allies in the Middle East, despite a ceasefire. So we expect tonight and into tomorrow and the next days for Iran to pay a dear price at the expense of our military. I would pay close attention to see how much the United States military focuses in the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard. Those are the most radical forces at the table. They've been the resisting of the peace deal more than the civilians. Maybe the president makes them pay a price for all of these military attacks, including shooting down our helicopter yesterday or 2 days ago in the Gulf. So those are the number one thing that is we're watching right now.
Absolutely, that's what he's going to do, because the president's not going to go after civilians. He's going to go after the IRGC. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And pound them hard.
About it.
Yes.
I think this is going to be painful.
There should be a payback against the people responsible.
John, this is Rudy Washington. I've been saying from the very beginning, we should have been this a long time ago. And I hope this is the end game and not just, okay, we're going to hit them and stop. No, we should finish this.
I think the pause, my reporting indicates that the pause in the military operation may not have been as gratuitous to Iran as it's been made to be, but the fact that we were short on bullets, i.e. missiles and defense Patriot missiles. So we may have bought ourselves some time, and it looks awkward to us. Right? Like, why would Donald Trump stop when we had him on the ropes? I think we were a little shy on missiles. And I think that the last 6 to 8 weeks have allowed our supply chain to get back up into a fighting position. And that's why now we're not going to play any more games. We've been resupplied. We've got both defensive missiles, i.e. Patriots, and then, of course, the Tomahawks and the smart bombs that come in to do this. But I think when history looks back and we learn in a few years, we'll find out that this pause might have been a disruption in the military supply chain when we're all done. Now, meanwhile, there was quite a moment today on Capitol Hill. I don't want to miss this moment because we wrote the original stories on ActBlue 2.5 years ago. You've been so kind to WABC to cover this story alongside of us. Let me come and talk about it today. ActBlue's CEO showed up for testimony, and time again,
she took the fifth.
Oh my goodness! I got to give her credit. She found 10 different ways.
I've never seen her. Right, I've never seen someone take the fifth in so many different directions.
It almost was entertaining. I'm sure it was uncomfortable for her, but it was very entertaining to see all the different ways she said the same thing. What does that tell you? Well, we just talked to Brian.
Guilty. That's what it tells you.
There's something she's hiding, and she has significant criminal liability for him. And listen, whenever you find out that your law firm thinks you lied to Congress, you're probably in big trouble. And that's what we learned in the New York Times a month ago, that the ActBlue's law firm believed that they misled Congress. That was the main focus of the issue today. And, of course, the Fifth Amendment was all she could answer. I do think that ActBlue is going to be a big story coming into the fall elections. I think with the criminal probe going on now, in addition to the congressional probe. And also we see a remarkable drop in ActBlue donations since we tightened up their credit card requirements. So maybe that was how they were getting so much money in. I think ActBlue is going to become one of the big political scandals in the fall going into the 26th election.
Wow,
that is a biggie. That's a real biggie. By the way, you also had some other interesting stuff on the Olympics, like with the Chinese military.
Oh, my goodness. You just have to ask yourself, how does these things happen in Washington? But they do often. There is, as you know, a lot of technology that China procures around the world, and and some of it has worked its way into the supply chain and into other places. And one of the places was the host Olympic Committee in Los Angeles is partnering with Alibaba. That's a pretty well-known, pretty famous Chinese company. They do a lot of marketing in the United States now. If you're online, you get an Alibaba ad every so often here and there. Well, it's ironic that the host committee for the LA Olympics would be hiring a partner that our own Department of War says is a Chinese military front. And so, yeah, we made the connection. Sure, Alibaba's, when we say partnering, Alibaba is donating money to the LA Olympics. And this is a company that the Pentagon puts on its watch list as companies of concern tied to the Chinese military. So we thought that was important for people to know, and we connected the dots today. And a good story by my colleague, Jerry Dunleavy.
By the way, I don't know if you just saw this, as Seattle's mayor is now opening 50 tiny shelter units, like a little, of course, homeless problem's huge there in Seattle. And she's like she's a socialist beacon.
And also she just put a ban or a moratorium on data centers, which is funny because you're home of big tech and they don't want to have data centers in big tech world anymore. It's very interesting to watch the dynamic. I think she's the West Coast version of Mayor Mondami, and what you're beginning to see now is all those liberal tech titans, they're starting to have some buyer's remorse that they have a socialist mayor. I can't wait to see how that plays out. Probably similar to how things are going to play out in the Big Apple with Mayor Mondami.
Yeah, great points.
Anything else, John, before we go to a break?
Just going to be keeping an eye all night long. We have our team up watching when those missiles begin to fly and the military action begins to happen, because we'll have a better sense exactly what the targets are and what the president's objective is. But I think this will be a long campaign, several days, and Iran will come out even more defeated than it was in the last round of attacks.
Let's hope so.
John Solomon, thank you for everything you do, and thank you for the intelligence.
Anytime. We appreciate coming on. I love your show.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the game, because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player's subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute, so you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DCKYWY. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050. Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867. Louisiana.
Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.